Hello and welcome. In this part we will set up a practical example for using LookAt IK. Here you guys can see my character looking at the sphere using LookAt IK or Aim node functionality that we have set up in our previous tutorial. So let's get started, guys. So here's the functionality that we have done in our previous part. And now I'm gonna go to my blueprints and create a new variable. I'm gonna call this LookAt location. Set the variable type to vector, grab my variable and get location. So this is the world space location. I'm gonna convert this to from world like so, and then connect this to my variable instead of looking at control that we have made. Now I'm gonna set this variable to public so that we can access this variable from our animation blueprint by pressing this little eye icon. And now I'm gonna go to my content browser, right click and create a new blueprint class. I'm gonna call this LookAt actor. So here I have created these two components. First one is sphere collision that will detect our character if our character is in certain range, and the second one is our LookAt mesh, the target that our character look at. And then I'm gonna go to my event graph, select sphere collision, and on component we can overlap like so. Then I'm gonna open my content browser, open third person character and create two variables in my character blueprint. First one is gonna be boolean, is LookAt enable, and second one is the LookAt object. And the second one variable type will be our LookAt actor that we have just created the blueprint here. And on component begin overlap, I'm gonna cast this to my third person character. First I'm gonna set is LookAt to true, and then I'm gonna set LookAt object, and that will be our current object. So I'm gonna reference this to self. So this is our on component begin overlap functionality, and after that I will select my sphere collision and select on component end overlap, copy this and paste it over here. And I will set this variable to false like so. So this is the functionality that we have done in our LookAt actor. And then I'm gonna press save all, go to my mannequin animation and open animation blueprint. And in my animation blueprint I'm gonna go to event graph, and then I'm gonna cast this to third person character like so. So first I'm gonna get my is LookAt, then promote this to a variable is LookAt like so. After this I'm gonna get my LookAt object, and from my LookAt object we need the LookAt mesh. So for I'm gonna get LookAt mesh, like so. Then I'm gonna grab the get world location and promote this to a variable, LookAt location. So this is the location where our character will be looking at. After setting the LookAt object boolean variable, I'm gonna branch this out. If this is true, then we will set the LookAt location to true and set the LookAt location variable. So now I'm gonna go to animation graph, create a new cache pose for my state machine. I'm gonna call this locomotion, and right click and blend pose by bool, like so. So if our LookAt variable is true, then we will use a locomotion cache, duplicate this. So if the LookAt is false, then we will simply play the desired state machine. I'm gonna set the blend time to 0.25 and 0.25, and if the LookAt variable is true, we will use a ControlRig node over here. Select the desired ControlRig class that we have made. In our case, this is our third person ControlRig. Here we have our one variable that we have exposed, which is our LookAt location. So we will here is our input section, and I'm gonna use the use pin for my LookAt location. Connect this to my true pose. Source pose will be our locomotion state machine, and the LookAt location will be our LookAt location that we have just created. Compile, save, go to my example map, browse my LookAt actor and place it into my world, like so. So now if I hit play, and here you guys can see now my character is looking at this sphere, but there is not any limitation that we have defined right now. For example, if I move my character like so, then you guys can see this behave pretty weird. So now let's set this functionality up. I'm gonna go to my animation blueprint, go to event graph, and get my actor location, third person actor location, get actor location, and get actor rotation also. So first I'm gonna use a find LookAt location between my current actor location and the desired LookAt location, which will be the LookAt object location. This will return our rotation. After this I'm gonna use a delta, get my actor rotation, and delta rotator between my actor rotation and the current LookAt rotation, like so. Now I'm gonna break my rotator or split the vector, and here is our desired yaw value. So if this value is less than, let's say, we are created a new variable which is LookAt offset, and set this to float, and the offset will be 90, or let's say 85. So if the yaw value is less than our LookAt offset which will be 85, then only then our character will be looking at this sphere. I'm gonna promote this to a variable and is in range, like so. Connect the execution pin over here. So here is the desired functionality that we have set up, which will limit the character to look at the object. If the object is in certain view angle, then the player will look at the object, otherwise not. I'm gonna go to my animation graph, and after this LookAt, I'm gonna use AND node. If is LookAt is true and also is in range is true, only then our character will be looking at the object, like so. I'm gonna hit save, press, and now you guys can see if the view angle increase. Wait, there is something wrong over here. So I'm gonna go to my animation blueprint, and this will return positive and negative values. We need just the positive value, so I'm gonna use absolute node, like so, and connect this over here. Now if I compile and hit play, so now you guys can see if the view angle increases, then my character stop looking at the object and perform the desired animation. If I now can show you, move my LookAt object, here you guys can see now it behaves pretty realistic. So thank you guys, I hope you like this video, and do subscribe my YouTube channel, and also you can support me on Patreon and gain access to all the project files.